Well, everybody, welcome back. The Snookers in Providence, Rhode Island. I'm upstate Al of AZB TV, and you are watching the third annual Eastern States Championship. Three tours coming together, three tournament directors, Gloria Jean, Mark Dion, and Mr. Tony Robles of the Predator Pro-Am Tour made this happen for the last 3 years, and we hope they make it happen for 33 more years. That's Gloria Jean right there on your screen. We wish we would have saw her here, but being under the weather, we didn't. That's quite all right, and we understand, but don't think she's not working. She's behind the scenes on the phone and giving us all kind of updates and information on the players that were in the amateur division. Snookers, the place to be for every great event. We want to thank Snookers, Stephen Regina Goulding. This is the hot seat match. We want to thank the Predator Pro-Am Tour, Mark Dion. Light-Systems.com, MolinariGlove.com, AZBilliards.com, Mr. Phil Capella, BilliardsPress.com, Checkyao, Focus, Concentration, and Endurance, us.checkyao.com. I apologize for not having the graphics for all Tony's sponsors that he has on board. It's my error. I didn't bring them on my hard drive, but there are many. Make sure to check out the PredatorProAmTour.com website and support every one of those sponsors that are on there. We also want to remind you we're going to be heading up to the Turning Stone. It's another $25,000 added event, the 128 strong players. This gentleman right here that's playing for the hot seat, Jayson Shaw, Rodney Morris, and Karen Kaur on the poster, Mike Zuglins. Josh, Northeast 9-Ball Tour will be there again. We'll be up there to bring the live stream. Keep up to date with Upstate Al on Facebook, for AZB TV on Facebook. Here we go. Jayson Shaw set to open this hot seat matchup. It's a race to 8. Eagle Eye. Nothing drops. I might have Tony Robles sit in for a couple of minutes as I'm going to need a quick break. So I'm going to update everything for Tony, and maybe I'll get Tony and a couple of the people in here. I have one other person in here. I want to say hi to everybody out in Scotland, Natalie and Jason's dad and everybody out there. I know you're tuning in. If I have Tony sit in, I'll update the score when I come back. Meanwhile, you guys watch this. We do have scorecards in the background, and I'll update the score. I just need a quick couple of minutes. All right, Tony's not available right now, and I don't know who else to grab here, but I'm back. I believe it's 1-1. Is that correct? Or 1-0? Okay, I'm getting signals from Jessica Lynn, who's sitting ringside, says it's 1-1, so I'm going to believe that. Unless somebody in the chat tells me otherwise. Shaun Wilkie having a great tournament. Actually was telling me today that he went out and got contact lenses, and it really helped in his game. He, at one point, before he went to get contact lenses, it took him a long time because it was hard for him to believe that his eyesight was going, so he was kind of guessing on the edge of the balls. And he says now that he has proper vision with these contact lenses, that he's been shooting really good. 1-0, Shaun. Okay, because the players actually have a tip. Not that I don't believe you, but this is what I'm faced with. Take a look above those two stools in the back. Those are the players' tablets. It still says 1-1. I'm not sure if they didn't change it or what happened there, but that's why I'm asking. Not 1-1. 1-0, Shaun. Okay, so then. Okay, I'm going to put this at 0. I hope you guys didn't miss a run out by Jayson Shaw because it's very easy to do. 1-0 Wilkie. Everybody's saying 1-0. Okay, thank you. We're gonna believe the tipster, but I just wanted to show you what I was looking at. The score tablets on the back. It says 1-1. I'm gonna have them fix that. Six ball to the 7. Fairly easy. And then the 8 ball right after that. I don't see Shaun Wilkie having any problems. Anybody that knows Shaun Wilkie from many moons, you're looking at his pace that he used to shoot when he was in his 20s. So not only was he a really high-tempo player anyway, but with these new contacts, it's like, wow. You know, it's a new spark. Don't let him get a flashback. 2-0, Mr. Wilkie. Just want to see if we can get them to fix those scorecards. Jason's meditating. I'm trying to get his attention there. Hey, Jayson, is that the score? No. Okay. Shaun Wilkie's fixing them in the background. It is 2-0. Thank you, everybody. All right, to the break. If you hit these really at a nice high speed and solid, that's where you get that movement. The 5 got kicked out. It was going right through the side pocket. And Shaun, what a nice break he had. I don't dare to doubt your tip. But, I showed you the when I was up against those score tablets in the back. From my point of view, where I'm sitting, I can see those score tablets. So when I didn't find Tony, I came back. That's my first go-to. Try to update the score, and then Jess Lynn sitting down right below the commentator's booth told me it's 1-1 because she looked over at the scorecard. So Jayson's going to have to start using his eagle eye to put some beads up, because the way Shaun is shooting, it's very easy for Shaun to just keep going. And we know Jayson sure can do it. But the layout of the table is not allowing him to do it at this point. Safety called. Watch the cue behind the 4 or the 9 down there. Did he get him? How you feeling? Shaun's down one eye in this to see if he's got any air to hit the paint. I think he's going to have to spin rail. That's what he's going to do. The cue ball he wants to keep down here at the lower end. Oh, he caught the edge of it. Man, he almost cut that into the side pocket. It wouldn't have counted, of course, as it would have been Jayson's option to give it back to him or take over the table. But from that area, to almost cut that in there. Oh. You see the most incredible things in pool. It's like every day there's something that comes up that's just seems impossible, but works. Not that he played that, but he just played to hit the paint. So Jayson back up at the table, and that safety worked out in his favor. He's going to have to stay in control, as the race to 8 is pretty short when you get the rest of the tournament and the caliber of player that you're playing against. So you don't want to let him get out too far ahead. Not that you let him, you don't want him up there. Watch the cue ball, it's going to be okay. Does he just go one rail and come back across? I think that's the shot. Yeah. Jayson Shore answers back. 2-1. Push called by Jayson. Shaun says, go ahead. Show me what your plan is. Safety was called. This shot. Wilkie has error. 2 ball right into the corner pocket. Folks, I just want to remind you, if you see this graphic and you're in full screen, that means that we did pick a winner. This is only a test right now. The only thing that qualify you as a winner of the pay-per-view pass for the 14.1 Worlds is to sign into the chat. I don't know when the pick is going to take place. I'm sure it'll be announced in the chat room. So just sign in. We're giving away a pass valued at about $80, really, to watch the 14.1 World Straight Pool Tournament. Just want to bring you up to date and remind you about that. Shaun Wilkie really having a great tournament, let me tell you. Shooting for the hot seat right now, and Jayson Shore keeping him in his freezer seat. Shaun Wilkie looking to take this to a 3-1. We've seen Jayson in this position before. In fact, he somebody had him like, I don't know, it was in Euro Tour. I forget exactly what tournament. It was recent. Somebody had him like 8-1 or 8-2, and he came back and beat them 9-8, something like that. So, we know Jayson could do it. But Shaun Wilkie trying to hold him in that seat as much as he can, and he's capable. Now that he has those new eyes, those new contacts, let me tell you, he's told me that he's shooting better, and you can see the evidence. All of us can. We're witnessing it. Not that he wasn't a good shooter before, but right now he's got more confidence that he's seeing the shot the way it's supposed to be seen. Let's all go out and do it. Don't be hard-headed. If you think your vision is a little bad, go get checked. And that's what he did. He went and got checked. Slam. Watch the 4-ball. Close. Man, it's amazing how hard these guys are hitting this ball and coming up dry. It's really amazing. 10 balls bouncing around the table. Meanwhile, if you hit a ball you scratch so easy, the cue ball finds a hole, but yet 10 balls can't. Tell you what, that's not a bad shot right there by Jayson Shaw to put Shaun in this position. It would have been better if he wouldn't have bumped the 2 so much and kept that cue ball behind that wall back there. But he gave Shaun the one rail kick. You're going to have to call the 5, I think, here, just in case you make it, no? I'm not sure if Shaun called the 5 ball. I wouldn't blame him if he did, but, safety called. Took a swing at it, and he's let the Tiger out of the cage. Jayson Shaw back up at the table. Looking at this one ball into the side pocket. To score 3-1, Mr. Wilkie. It's Jayson's turn to keep Shaun in the freezer seat. And he got real close and nice to his work right here. Ball goes. Jayson Shaw sporting his new tattoo, well, 2 of them actually, on his left arm. Recently got him done about a month, maybe a month and a half ago at the Artitude Tattoo Parlor in Astoria, Queens, New York, by the award-winning tattooist, Mr. Chum himself. His partner is here, John Francisco, participated in a tournament. There you have it. NJ pool player working in the background. He's screen capped everybody's name that was signed in already. So if you weren't signed in, you will not be eligible to win that package. And he's going to run the generator as he printed right there in the chat. So good luck, everybody. And we want to say the same thing from our end. And we have a winner, Jake Lawson. Please PM me your email. So Jake Lawson, if you are listening in, as Jayson Shaw puts up another bead, please PM your email address to NJ Pool Player. If you are in full screen, please return to the chat. You might have won a prize. And Jake Lawson is the winner. I guess we do have a screen name by name Jake Lawson in there. We do. Yeah. Congratulations, Jake Lawson. And Jayson Shore set the break and smash him. He does again. I mean, these guys are hitting him hard. It's a dry break. I want to say hi to Tommy Jr. Not there. I got your message, Tommy. Too late. I know you sent me a PM on Facebook. Sorry about that, bud. Just been so busy in the late hours. You have 10 minutes, otherwise I might have to pick someone else. 10 minutes is a long time. Jake Lawson, if you are in the listening area and watching the stream, let yourself be known by typing in the chat, please. If not, we're going to move forward. Both is good, Tommy. Thank you. I hope the same on your end. You know, he's got the cue ball up on the rail. I hope he saved an angle here off this 4 so he can go forward. If not, he's got a little bit of a problem to deal with. Maybe make the 4 bump the 9 and kind of force the cue ball more towards the center of the table and accept the shot on the 5 if it goes into that corner pocket by the 8. That's what he's looking at. He's looking at accepting the longer shot right now. As long as that 5 goes by the 8, he should be okay, but he's got a longer shot. Jacking up on this 4 ball, you know, makes the degree of difficulty, it increases. I heard my name was called by Upstate Al. Did I win something? Yes, you did, Jake Lawson. You won a pay-per-view package to the 14.1. Valued at about $80, so you can watch the World Straight Pool Tournament going on for free. Please, if you know how to send a PM, just click on NJ Pool Player and select private message. Wow, I think he wanted to go a little bit further than that on this shot. It's more like a spot shot right now. I thought he wanted to favor one side of the table, but you make this, you're earning it, that's for sure. Click on NJ Pool Player and select PM, private message, and please send him your email address, and we will contact you prior to the tournament and give you a pass so that you can watch. Man, he just feathered that 8. What a great attempt by Shaun Wilkie. He's going to get this shot back. I don't think Jayson's going to step up and take a swing at this. This is call shot, call safety, and Jayson gets up and looks at it, and he grabs his cue stick. Now, does he see something we don't see? Does he see an easy safety? I would have to give this back, let him take a swing at it, but Jayson takes a good look at it just to make sure, and he says, yeah, the safety is there, but can he do it? And he says, go ahead, Shaun, shoot. So Mr. Wilkie back up at the table. He called the corner pocket right by the 7 ball. The 7 does make that corner pocket big, a little bit bigger. But you still got to hit this 5 ball good. But if you're going to kick at it, you might as well call it. What the worst that can happen is you're safe again and you'll be kicking or jumping again, right? So call the shot. 5 ball in the upper left-hand corner where the 7 ball is. Need a rail? He's got the rail with the 8 ball. He's called the corner. Jayson can't believe he's in this position where the cue ball's resting on the rail, but he's going to have to do it. He's cross-banking this 5 ball. He's going to take a shot at it. He did miss one bank. And make that 2. And if he leaves it right, it might be a billiard there. He didn't leave it perfect. But Shaun does have the, well, cue ball being on the rail. I was going to say he had just the 3-rail bank safe. But with the cue ball right where it is, it's kind of tough. You know, where you fire straight at the 5 and send the 3 rails around and stick the cue ball up against the 6. But that's tough when that cue ball's in a position where it is. Looks like he might be playing it anyway. Oh, he played the cue behind the 8 or the 10, and he got there too. Jayson can see part of it. I'm looking right down his point of view here. He can see paint on his 5 ball. Safety called. Thank you, Troy, MJ Pool Player. I got the email address for Jake Lawson, and Jake will be in touch with you prior to the tournament. Thank you. Thank you, Troy. Your email will not go inside the chat, and I don't advise you to put it out there in the open. Definitely send it in PM to NJ Pool Player. Because I don't believe I got the right one. Don't put it inside the open chat. That's Jake from Allstate. What you wearing, Jake? We got some crew out there in the chat. I gotta love it. You know, you can't believe how much of your company I appreciate. You know, even though sometimes I don't glance at the chat, but you know, every once in a while when like I get to that edge where a little groggy or something, I look at the chat. And there's so many things typed in the chat that are just hilarious, and they keep you going. Thank you, everybody. Jake from State Farms. What a shot by Eagle Eye right there. Holy, under the pressure. You know, Jayson Shaw traveling Europe a lot and playing with some different players and top-notch players out of that end. And always looking for improvement, even though he's as good as he is. And that's a good thing. when you keep yourself open for like a sponge for good advice, it's always a great thing. When you think you know it all, that's when you could destroy yourself. Nine ball into the corner pocket, natural position for the 10. Jayson Shaw looking to tie this up at 3. No doubt. 3-3. Mike DeShane is playing George Rodriguez on the table adjacent to this one on table 2. This is table 1 that was streaming, and the score is 3-2. There's going to be a controversial hit, so they got one of the referees on scene with the slow motion app. Oh, hit it clean. Good hit by George. As Jayson ties this up. You know, Jayson, a big UFC fan. You know, he loves it. He really does. And this is the fight you want to catch on August 20th right there. Diaz and McGregor, the rematch. UFC 202. No cover charge right here at Snookers. Walk in the door and enjoy yourself. Thank you, Snookers, for doing that for the community. Four and the 1 took off like a bat out of somewhere. Like a bat out of a baseball player's hands. But still, nothing dropped. And Jayson just coming over to the booth and says he really didn't freeze him up too tight, and that's why they got the reaction that he just did. You don't have to open the URLs when you're in PM, Troy. PM's work with, without opening it up. That's a newbie mistake. I'm surprised at you. Ho ho, how'd you like this one, he said. Safety called. One rail right into the 1. You're probably going to see him hit this with very, very minimal speed. Just enough to get it somewhere and get a rail like that. But he's left the 1 ball shot. The 3, 5, and 10 are trouble. Bump, 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 bump. Bump, bump, bump. Mr. Michael Webb, custom cue maker, sitting on the rail, watching Mike DeShane. Mike DeShane's about to pocket a 10 ball or attempt to. He does pocket the 10 ball. Now I can tell who's winning over there. Let me watch these beads. It's Mike DeShane and George Rodriguez on the B side, off to the side of this table. And George Rodriguez was actually in the lead 2-1. It's now 2-2. I'm sorry, I said 3-1. It's 2-2 in that match between Mike and George Rodriguez. It's 3-3 here between Shaun Wilkie and Jayson Shaw. Now, Shaun Wilkie, a real good straight pool player. Not that Jayson Shaw can't run balls. Prior to the World 14.1 last year, you ran 279 balls. Not officially. He was just practicing at Steinway. Wow. But what I was about to say was, you know, you see the position that Shaun's in right there? He put himself in a position where he could bump the 3 ball out after pocketing the 2. And Jayson's trying to get more or less in that same position, but fails to do so. Let's see if that 3 is going to go. He took a quick look to see if the 3 went by the 6. I mean, by the 10. Boy, from this angle here, it looks like it's close. Shaun Wilkie tried to play just to nudge it. So I would have to say it doesn't go. And Jayson says I can make it go. And we're going to sweat this. I guess it does go. I'm looking at it here. It looks like it goes clean. Hi, Regina. You're leaving? Thank you so much. See you next time. Appreciate it. Are you flying out? No. Let me crank this down. Eight. I am back. And Mr. Wilkie says to Jayson, sure, I'm back. And he puts a beat up. I hope I didn't lose my train of thought. I was talking with Regina Goulding, the owner here. Yeah, 4-3, Mr. Wilkie now taking the lead. This match has every sign of a hill match, and you heard me say that numerous times. I hope it comes through. I know neither one of these players want to hope, but I know from my excitement and the viewers' excitement that a hill match is the most exciting thing you can see between two good players. Don't get me wrong, I like to see the breaking runs and the six packs and the fives and the eight packs, any kind of package. I'm interested in that too. But when you're competing for the hot seat, nothing like a hill match. 4-3, Mr. Wilkie. So he's got his new contact lenses, his new eyes. Make sure you check out light-systems.com and get your new light. Justin Muller just had it installed in his man cave. Numerous pool rooms are on the list. Man, another solid break by Shaun, and the cue ball goes in, the two ball goes in. The first time he pocketed a ball here, and the cue ball tracked also. Jayson up there before anything can happen. Shaun didn't even move from the table, and Jayson already had the cue ball in his hand. We'll let him spark. We all know his gear, his high gear. You didn't get anything yet? Maybe I should sign in. Let me sign in. Jake Lawson. Let me sign into the chat here. 1 second, Troy. Maybe something's happening on your server end. 1 second, Jake. Jake from Allstate. I'm going to be in there momentarily. Thank you, Troy. I don't mean to step on you, but maybe something freaky happening with the server there. The only thing is my laptop I'm signing in with has very minimal charge to it, and I don't feel like ripping out the electric cord. I'll be in there just in a sec. I probably won't be in there before Jayson Short runs this rack out, though. Starting to pick the tempo up. I'm in, maybe I'm not in yet. Jayson Short, watch that side. Man, he caught the upper rail. All right, Jake, I'm going to send you, where's Jake? Where are you? Jake, I'm going to send you a private message real quick and just respond to the one that I send you, okay? Jake, you got a private message from Upstate Al. A little blue flashing light. Just click that symbol of those two shadowed people there, the blue flashing light. Okay, so I got it. I just didn't think that it was the right email. But I guess that is. Okay, I already got it. Troy, the one you sent me is the correct one. I'm going to sign back out of the chat. Thank you. And congratulations, Jake. Jake from, what is it? It wasn't Allstate? I forget. I got a memory like an elephant with no brain. And I didn't put the score up. We're tied at 4-4. What a great match this has turned out to be. That's fine, Jake. No problem. Nice shot, nice speed. Jacked up over the 3. Yeah, jacked up over the 3. Left-handed shooter from that corner. Shot. Now the table opens up like a blooming flower right now. He's on the road. Brandon Schiaffinetti actually hit the road there in that Lincoln. Does he come all the way down table for the 9, or does he just play the middle of the table and take the shot? If he comes all the way down, he's got to be careful not to get too low on this. Gotta be careful not to get too low. He's okay. Jayson Shore takes the lead 5-4. Snoop and Tuck were going back and forth. Jayson taking a break. Shaun Wilkie going to take his break at the same time. So we'll have both players back. Hot seat match. Light-systems.com coming at you live. Lightweight. The illumination is much greater. It's LED. Get in touch with them. Ask away. MolinariGlove.com. Molinari is down in Las Vegas, or out in Las Vegas, I should say. Booth number 38. Our man Old's too slow. Jimmy sent me a picture of his new glove and the new cleaning cloth by Molinari. He stopped at the booth and seen him. He is out there on the West Coast right now. Jayson is back. Rack in hand. Mr. Wilkie is entering the area right now. Got himself a cold drink. And we resume the action. It's 5-4, Jayson Shaw. His shirts are made custom. Yeah, it's Ultimate Team Gear. Those guys are unbelievable. I have several shirts of theirs, and their shirts are really, really made very fine. In fact, the Molinari shirts are made by Ultimate Team Gear. I happen to have one on right now. Mosconi Cup shirts are made by Ultimate Team Gear. Mike DeMarco, what's up? I need you to sit up here and tell everybody about Ship to Cash. How about that? Yeah. Well, let's do it. Anytime you're ready, pal. This door doesn't remain open for no reason. Take 3 minutes if you want. No, I'm good. I got coffee, thanks. We're going to have... We're going to have Mike DeMarco sit in. I don't know if you guys are familiar with him. I'm pretty sure. You know, we're all pool enthusiasts, and we like to know what's going on in the pool world. Well, Mike DeMarco come up with a tournament called Ship to Cash. And it's pretty interesting. Big prize money, too, by the way. And we're going to have him in here and give us a little bit of update. He runs it right here out of Snookers. There's a lot of things that goes around in Snookers, let me tell you, and a lot of great things. Let's get to the other side of the table as Shaun is standing still right now. And see what he's faced with. He's faced with a slow roll. That's what he's faced with. Slow rolling this cue ball to the 3 and trying to keep the cue ball behind the 7 area and just letting the 3 bounce to the rail. Let's go to the overhead. Well, that shot might not be there because it looks like the 3 is too far forward in front of the 7 here. But he still is not going to leave a shot if he slow rolls it, though. But it's not where he can push the 3 behind the 7, you know, or to the other side of it. But this might just lay up on top of each other. Yeah. Ooh, little Eddie up there. Safety call, Jayson shooting away from the 3 ball. Pushed it a little too far, but the 8's going to be there. So we have a safety battle. Oh, is that right, Jake? Okay, didn't realize that. Well, make sure to get in touch with me and become a sponsor of Upstate Owls and AZB TV. We'll work out something for the year or work out something for the tournaments. Got a lot of major tournaments coming up. I'd like to touch base with you. Steve Kurtz pulling up the reins there. To the air we go with Mr. Wilkie. Looks like he's trying to kick the 3 behind the 4 and just let the cue ball come back down where it's at now. Tough shot. Or jump over, bank the 3 down towards the right-hand side of the table and try to tuck the cue behind the 4-7. A lot to ask for. Got it, Jake. We usually don't do that, but it's okay. You won the prize. Thank you. It's a collaboration of everybody, and I mean everybody. It's the people that are chatting, the people that are supporting and spreading the word across the social media, everybody that's been helping in the moderator's position, just everybody. It's a collaboration of everybody, and if we do it, it works. If we don't work together, it doesn't work. Let's see if, yeah, he's calling the bank. Yeah, he's banking it towards the right side. But this might be a kind of a two-way. He might lock this cue ball up behind the 4 or attempt to do so after jump banking this 3. And if he doesn't make the 3, even though he called the 3 because it's called shot, the worst that can happen is if he's locked up, he's going to have to kick it to 3 again. So let's see what goes on here. Things happen this way. Scores on the board, 5-4, Mr. Shaw. Notice the cue ball now. It's trapped up. The 3 didn't go, but he's definitely not getting his back. As the cue ball is probably going to find its way right back to where it is after Jayson Shaw plays safe. Unless he wants it. If he feathers the right side of this 3, he can come short and hide the cue behind the 9-10 area. That's what he elected to do, but he's not short enough there. He's going to leave the shot. Shaun Wilkie, open 3 ball. Let's take a look at the overhead and see how the 4-7 like it. Well, he might bump it. He's a straight pool player. He might bump the back of the 7 here. Oh, the focus. He didn't bump it. He's going to play for the billiard on the 7 ball. We got a little guy up on the ceiling up there on a catwalk focusing that overhead camera. We're going to have Mike DeMarco come in a couple of minutes, but you're welcome. Absolutely. He did play for the billiard here. And you see he makes it. This is a long distance AT&T shot. You know, you're talking straight down the rail here. Let's take a look at the overhead and see where the 5 goes, because, ooh, we got a 5 goes. You can see in the drop pockets. Wow. Focus is killing me. You can see in the drop pockets where the 1 and 2 is. The 5 goes right by the 10 there. But position for Mr. Shaun Wilkie where he is now. See where he's aiming his cue stick? Short of that side pocket. That's where he wants to go. But the distance of that full ball to get to the corner, that cue ball is going to be a little bit hot. So if he comes up a little bit shorter or a little bit longer, it's going to be acceptable. He's going to have to take that shot. I'm going to try to find out the score. George Rodriguez and Mike DeShane. It's 5-3, and who's up? Mike DeShane, 5-3. I just got the word from the front desk. Yeah, you see. I think he elected to overhit it, and overhitting it like that is going to cause that reaction where he might throw the shot off. But notice the position of the cue ball. Had the shot on the 5. Jayson Shaw with the opportunity to put the cue ball right back where it is right now. Spin 2 rails out. Let's go to the other angle, because this is where his work is going to be after he gets to the 8. I don't know about you guys, but I can hear his heartbeat from here. And it's pounding like a gorilla. He wants this. He's hungry. Ship to cash. Yeah, we're going to have Mikey come up, and we're going to spread the word on that. As Jayson Shaw makes another deposit into his bank account, it's now 6-4 in favor of the Shaw man. You know, I might have a graphic for Ship to Cash here somewhere. I do. Believe it or not, Upstate is on the job. Let's see. Ship to Cash. I think this is posters. $6-3 Mike DeShane. I think that's one of the posters from Ship to Cash. Notice $20,000 first place prize. Pool is hot. We'll get back to that. We'll have Mike DeMarco come up, and I'm glad I got that graphic saved. 20 grand. Man. 20 grand. Hello. Did you hear what I said? Safety call by Mr. Shore. I got to read this poster a little bit better. Ship to Cash. $20,000 first place. All players are a race to 2. Man.
Where's that?
Right here at Snookers. Where else is it going to be? That's John Francisco in the background. You can probably hear him. It sounds like a whisper. Jayson Shaw on the poster. So I guess he will be participating in that. They have buybacks, buyback ins, and I don't know. Mike DeMarco was the one that, in the Yankee hat with the plaid shirt, is the one that started that whole thing. Ship to Cash, yeah. Yeah. All right, folks, if you record the next voice you're going to hear, it's going to be totally against the law. He's really a great guy, Mike DeMarco on scene. I'm just going to throw up a graphic on the screen here for the folks at home, and I need you to collaborate on this. Ship to Cash presents $20,000 first place. I mean, it's just like crazy. It's insane. What is this all about? Give us an explanation about Ship to Cash. We got folks listening in. We got a lot of people interested.
All right, well,
hit us with it.
Well, first off, Ship to Cash is a new entity in pool. and we're trying to bring the inner values of pool to the mainstream. And one of the ways we're doing that is with this race to two format, where we're kind of getting away from the handicap thing, putting races to two, where anybody can play. We put amateurs and pros in the same lineup.
Let me cut you short.
Yep.
You mentioned something about you trying to get away from the handicap thing. So
Yeah.
in other words, everybody plays dead even.
Everybody plays even.
Okay, go ahead.
So when you're playing a handicap race, the handicaps themselves are what dictates who's going to win. They could be me and my buddy Jared. We usually say, hey, how are the handicaps running today? It's funny because they can never be 100% accurate. Somebody's going to be ranked differently. It's going to be unfair at some point in the day or some point in that tournament or whatever it is. It's going to be off at some point. So what we do is we try to manipulate the game itself to say this is the level of play needed to win the tournament. So in a race to two format, alternate break 9-ball, I mean, you really only need to be about a C plus to be able to win a tournament of that kind. You got to come with it for a short period of time.
I muted myself because I had a little cough. Anybody can enter this.
Anybody can enter this.
Okay.
The only thing that is handicapped is the entry fees. For this 20,000 event, the amateur entry is 200. The pro or open pro entry is 400. The other ways to get into this, other than buying in, is the qualifiers. We have one left. We've done 13 so far. When you play in the qualifiers, it's $30 for an amateur, $50 for an open pro.
Okay.
And the top two players get into the tournament for that entry fee for the day. And that's the same format tournament. We do race to two alternate break 9-ball, rack for yourself, 9 on the spot. 9 does count on the break. And, we're really just trying to change things up and shake up the scene a bit and get away from the...
Well, I'll tell you what, you are shaking up the scene, that's for sure. Now, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
I'm an open pro player. I give you the 400. Does that 400 cover me for the entire tournament until I lose?
Well,
and if I lose, can I buy back in?
Yes, there is a buyback. So the way we do it is we do first round, which is a single elimination bracket. The person that wins that, we call it pole position. The guy that wins that undefeated bracket, he's sitting waiting for the end. He's in the finals. Now, everyone that had lost there, they all have one loss. They go into a double elimination bracket. Now, they play there. If you lose in that round, you have the option to buy back and continue on the one-loss side. So when you buy back into that, money gets added into the prize pool, so the pot gets jacked up. So, for example, say the first prize might be say 8,000 at this point,
right?
And then you get a couple of people buying back. Every 10 pros that buy in is another $1,000, and another couple of amateurs, another 500 and change. So the pot does get jacked up with that.
So $100 buyback.
$100 buyback for pros, $50 buyback for amateurs, and the majority of that money goes right back into the prize pool. I mean, there really isn't much taken out of this tournament.
Now, how does folks listening in, we understand there's people that are interested, how do they get in touch with you to actually get in the tournament? Is it the Facebook contact?
You can contact me through the Facebook Ship to Cash, or you can go to the shiptocash.com.
Oh, okay.
Shiptocash.com is up and running, and you can buy into the tournament on that site. You just go on there. There is a membership fee for anybody. There's going to be a lot of things coming in the future from the Ship to Cash. So, the membership will cover you until, beginning of next year. So right around April is when, you'd have to redo that membership. That's only $25. That's across the board. It's not handicapped.
Wow.
Anything. So,
chance to shoot out for 20K
Yeah.
or 8,000 or 10,000.
Yeah,
It depends how many people are actually into the tournament.
Yes.
Right now, how many people that you have interested, or how many people do you have signed up for Ship to Cash?
I think we're in the 40 to 60 range, something like that.
Okay.
But the summer is tough with pool. Everybody knows that.
Right.
A lot of people go golfing and do what they got to do, and go on summer vacations and this, that, and the other. Not many folks go into pool, but the diehards, they'll be in the rooms, and we've had a pretty good showing. We've got some pretty good names involved already, and our friend Jayson Shaw, he's helping us out with that. He's going to come down and show some love, and he's going to play in the event.
Right.
And he's hoping to take it down, of course.
No kidding.
But in a race to two format, anything can happen. And we did some preliminary cash tournaments with that same format right here at Snookers and a couple other venues. And
I just have to say, what a shot by Shaun Wilkie, hitting it with the inside dope and spinning all around the table like that. I mean, people even that are sitting on the rail are just like laughing because they can't believe what they just saw. They saw the cue ball on a string. Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, no, Sean's got that no fear approach to pool. I love that out here. He usually does play pretty well.
Well, he's
when he
got new
comes here.
contacts too. That helped him out.
Oh, really?
Oh, he's real confident now. See,
I didn't
he
know that.
actually told me that he was guessing the cut shots prior to getting these.
He was going on strictly memory.
Well, prior to getting the contacts,
Yeah.
and he was bullheaded. He couldn't believe that his eyes were failing him.
Really?
Until he went and got tested, and now he's shooting with contacts. And I tell you what, I see the difference in the confidence. Wow, Jayson, sure, missing that 5 ball. The score right now, let me bring it up at home, folks. I'm sorry about that. We'll bring it right back up for you. 6-4. Wilkie back up at the table could start making this a little more interesting at 6-5, and he's got a chance. He ain't gonna like this.
He's a little out of line, but I'm sure he'll make the needed assessments here.
He punched it and drew back on it. It probably goes right by the 9 into the corner pocket, and that's the position he tried to get into right there. And this way here, the rest is right there as a road map as the 7 ball would go into the corner. But he can float down for the 8. You know, this is tough now.
Yeah, I think he's gonna try to do some kind of a defensive shot here. Probably try to put the cue ball into the 8-10 somewhere, put the 6 on the top. Some of that nature.
I like that. I like that. Yeah, because taking the risk the other way, trying to hide the cube behind the 9, is really a speed shot. You really got to hit it good. If you don't, you're going to leave Jayson an opportunity to play you safe right back.
Yeah, and plus he's playing on the tight table. Those side pockets are a lot smaller, so I mean, maybe playing on 2 through 8 in this room, maybe you could just kind of cut it over there. But
he called it.
He did call it.
Yeah, he called it, I believe.
See
or he's playing the cue. Yeah. He did call it. Jayson now with a little back cut on the 6 ball, I believe.
The only thing he's really got to work with is that 8 ball.
Yeah, well, does look like a guy up there trying to focus the cameras first. Look what he did. Manufactured the next shot.
Exactly.
How about that?
Took care of business.
Slide over just a wee bit for the 8. Or go to the rail and back out, and that caused him to jar the pocket with the 7. Really didn't hit it in the heart.
That was two uncharacteristic shots by Jayson there.
Yeah, too many
5 ball and a
times.
7.
Too many times for each player to get to the table.
Yeah.
You know, this shot here is probably going to be the inside 3 rails. The right long rail, the short rail at the bottom of your monitor, and to the left long rail. Back out for the 8, depending on how Shaun feels with this one.
Tables do run, this table runs a little quicker, so you don't have to punch the ball as hard, so I think he'll be pretty comfortable getting around. And there it is. Nicely done.
So that's Ship to Cash. You can get in touch with them on their Facebook page, or just go to shiptocash.com.
Yep.
It's a really interesting concept. There's a lot of money at stake. Yeah, it's going to cost you $400 to get in, but there's nothing wrong with paying $400 to get in to win $20K.
Yeah, and I urge
or whatever
everyone
is at stake.
And Al, I do urge everybody to go to the website and look at the pool education tab. There's a lot of good information there just about pool in general, and it's things that it's taken me years of experience to really truly grasp the idea of what pool is and all those inside things. And
Right.
I'm trying to get that information to those league players that, they only know so much. They think, their league tournament is the only thing in the pool world. They're not really keen on the inner workings of everything.
Yeah, there's a lot of
things
things that can happen in this world. That's a pretty good concept.
Yeah, and I did put a lot of that information out there, and I'm really just trying to give pool a better name than it has right now, and just change the overall view of it. So hopefully my work doesn't go in vain. But
well, anybody that's trying to do a good thing for pool and in a positive way, I have to step right behind and back up. And that's the reason we have Mike here in the booth, because I was pretty interested in this last year when he first approached me with this idea. And as I see it progressing, I think it's something that's really going to take off. We wish Mike the best, of course, and Ship to Cash and anybody that's playing in it. There's 60 right now, but they do have 87 on the list. How about that? That ain't bad, is it?
And not bad at all. Not bad at all. So there's that coming. That final is September 3rd and 4th, and coming in October, we're going to be doing the contender tournaments, and I think that's going to take off pretty well. The contender tournaments are a way for any player from the C- range up to a AA+ to get into an action match on a live stream action match, and play for the cash against someone of equal handicap or whatever you want to call it, just equal skill. And they get to be the star of the show, and we're going to be promoting those as if they were, like a fight, like a UFC fight or a boxing fight. Have a couple undercards, and then the main event at the end of the night, and it's really going to be exciting.
And it's not only that; it doesn't only end right there. The winning opponent, Mike's going to start getting into some live streaming, and they'll actually at one point or another, and it's a lot to really take in and learn at one time, but eventually what he wants to do is take that live streaming to that opponent's home room, thus far giving everybody ample publicity.
Right. We want to spread the love to the scenes, and if your player represents your room and they come down and they win their main event action match, we're going to offer you fight night at your room. Nice. Whether they play in it or not the next time, but we're going to offer it to them and say, hey, we'll bring you the business, and thank you for having your players play, and we want to spread the love. So
pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Yeah, pretty cool stuff.
But originally started, and most of it's going to take place right here.
Yeah,
at Snookers, right?
Snookers, Underground Billiards, and Bowes Billiards. Those are the 3 local rooms that we work with.
Okay.
But yeah, there's a lot of cool things happening, and we're looking forward to every piece of it.
Well, I tell you what, I'm glad that you came in the booth and give us a little bit of this education. I'm not throwing you out by far. I wouldn't even attempt that. So if there's anything else you want to add, you can add. If not, let's get into this match. Right now it's 6-5, Jayson Shaw shooting the 1 ball, and he's got a potential run out. Does he draw it between the 6-9, put a 2 in the bottom left-hand corner?
Depends if he feels confident enough to throw that ball into the corner. I don't know if he has enough of it with the 9 ball right there. Other than that, I see him banking the 1 ball up table and trying to hide behind the 10 ball.
How about making it in the bottom right-hand corner and shooting the 2 right where he's leaning over right now in that corner pocket?
Yeah, he had enough of it.
Yeah. I got the eyes for these things.
Oh, yeah.
I look at it. Sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night saying he made it.
Hey, he made that one, didn't he? I like that. Yeah, I really respect Jayson's approach to the game. He really just has that no fear approach, and he's just so confident in what he's about to perform. He just, no fear at all. He's like, hey, I know this shot. This is how you make it, and he executes, and he just makes it happen.
He's going to have to come with this one here. Go to the rail, come back out, and favor the left side of the table towards the center, just for the 3. He favored the left side. He made the 2. He should be okay. Boy, oh boy, I'll tell you what, he's got some work, though, now. What he does is he comes off the 10, I believe, with draw, back for the 4. Unless he doesn't have to touch the 10. He comes off the 10, and there he is, back for the 4. Don't hang up. If you hang up, you're going to make it a short game. Jayson might play the 5-10 here. He wouldn't like to. He would like to get to the left side of the 5 and play it in the bottom right-hand corner.
I think we just see him play maybe a little bit out inside English, come on the other side of the 5.
Yeah.
There we go.
If the 10 was hanging in the jaws, you would have went the other way. But
oh, yeah, for sure.
No reason to take that risk,
For sure. Yeah, a lot of times players, they weigh out their options and they say, hey, you know what, do I want to take, 7 mediocre shots versus 1 difficult shot? And most of the time, the higher level players, they just go with the guarantee. They say, hey, you know what, I'm not going to get out of line. I'm going to make all these shots, so I'll just
go with the odds.
Go with the odds.
Absolutely.
Go with the percentages.
Yep. A little close to the office. Let's go to the overhead. Where am I here? Wow, Eddie's up there trying to focus the camera, and we'll go back to the level count. He did call the 10 ball, hit it in with authority. 7-5, Jayson Shaw.
7-5. This is a race to 8, correct?
He's on the hill, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And we got did George and Mike finished up over there?
Okay, George and Mike must have. Well, there's a cue stick laying down over there. I'm not really sure. Do you see anybody sitting around the rails? What's the score up on? I would have to say yes. I would have to say they're done over there.
Yeah, Mike was ahead in that set, so I'm going to say Mike won that one.
All right, Ed Patterson says $200 race to 2, question mark. That's an amateur's worst nightmare.
Well, I can comment on that. So here's the thought process behind these things. From the amateur side, we see time after time people paying 100 plus to get into a pro event. Extended races, races to 7, races to 9, sometimes 11. And, the idea is you're going to get to play with these top-notch players. You might be able to get a game or two off of them or something like that. But in the long run, the pros are going to win. The amateurs are not going to make it through to the end. That's just the brass tacks. That's the way it is. Nobody's got to have an ego about that. These are world-class players, and amateurs are not going to compete in an extended race. In a race-to-2 format, you're going to get to play with these top-notch players, and guess what? You got a chance to beat them too. And like I was saying, we did some preliminaries right here at Snookers, and for example, Mr. Mike DeShane was beat by a B player and forced to buy back into that. Now, obviously, we know Mike didn't like that very much, but I'll tell you, that amateur player, he's been doing great since that day.
Okay. His level of confidence is way up.
Exactly.
Right,
you got to be a top-notch pro player in an even race. There's no excuse for that. You did better than them in whatever format that was.
Right.
So that's the amateur approach. But on the pro side, you say, hey, I'm getting into a pool of mostly amateur players, and I'm playing them even. I should like this. I'm a pro player. So there's positives from both sides, and this isn't supposed to be the the holy grail of pool, if you will, but it's a new option. It's a lot of fun, and the players seem to like it over here. So if you're around, if you can make it down, come down and check it out, or just come and sweat the action.
Right. 87 players initially signing up, actually signed up, but 60 participating right now. So that's quite a bunch of people that are interested in the New England area. Ed, if you're in the New England area, come on by and see Mike DeMarco. Like I said, you can get in touch with him. Ed, just throw around a couple of thousand. What are you worried about?
Yeah, buy a couple folks in, increase the odds.
Yeah, put somebody in it. How about that?
Yeah, right.
Can people do that? Backers can do that, right?
Absolutely.
Nothing wrong with it.
We just want players to come together and have a good time.
You could bring Rodney Morris down, right? They could bring whoever they want. Shea SVB?
Sure.
Come on down.
Anybody you want to play in that, come on in.
Wow.
Doors are wide open. Jayson shooting on the hill here. Doesn't look like too many problems. The 10 ball's on the rail there, but 9's close by. He should be able to get nice on it.
You might see him play the 5 off the 10, just to bump the 10 out of there if it's sitting right.
Yeah.
You might see him. If not, I'll leave it right there.
Around that 8 ball.
Quarter on the good side.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to do like you were saying, Al.
He did, huh?
Just like you said.
Yeah.
Almost made it. That would have been a bad one.
Yeah, he would have spotted it and he would have been blocked.
Oh, yeah. Got a little bit of work to do here. Does that 7 go by the 9?
No, he's going to have to play that with it. Well, it doesn't go by the 10 either. Well, it must go by the 9. He played for it.
He's going to make it go by.
Yeah, he's capable of doing magic, this guy.
Oh, from the overhead, it doesn't look like it either, but
He thinks it does.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Yeah, it goes by there.
Out of the pocket. Jayson on the hill. This is a hot seat match. Shaun Wilkie, shall Jayson run this out, will not be eliminated. He'll just move over to the B side of the chart. We're going to see the likes of him playing Mike DeShane, probably right here on this table next.
And Shaun was the one that sent him that way, I believe.
Yes. In the Hill match.
Yes.
Jayson Shore, he defeats Shaun Wilkie by a score of 8-5. We want to thank Mike DeMarco for sitting in and filling us in some information and doing some commentary. We're going to be back with another match. Thanks, Mike.
Thank you, Al.
Here we go, guys. Mike DeMarco filling us in.